It's time for Lo-Fi Science Class with Mr. Hedgepeth of the Amoeba People.
Greetings, everybody. Well, welcome to Lo-Fi Science Class with Mr. Hedgepeth of the Amoeba People. And this is Lesson 3. So Lesson 3 and 4, so this video and the next video, are both going to be about the solar system. We're going to review those concepts. Today's episode is pretty straightforward, kind of just familiarizing ourselves or familiarizing ourselves with the objects in the solar system, not just the planets, but to kind of give you the big picture. And of course, we'll be doing that with a song. In fact, let me go ahead and just let's start this episode off right off with the song. Okay, I'll go through it once, and then I'll explain with some amazingly drawn diagrams, lo-fi hand-drawn diagrams. And then at the end, we'll do the song again, and hopefully you'll all know it by then. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my Albert Einstein t-shirt today. Look at that, huh? Thank you to the Cummings family for that awesome shirt. Look at that face. Wow, intense. Okay, so this song, here we go. You ready? Okay. Nice spacey sounding chord. Okay, ready? Here we go. Mercury, the smallest of the planets. Venus, atmosphere of CO2. Earth, no place like home. Mars in the asteroid belt. Jupiter with its giant red spot. Saturn, the jewel of the planets. Uranus, can't say without laughing. Neptune, like a deep blue sea. Who's in the Kuiper Belt? A Pluto is in the Kuiper Belt. Or do you know who's in the Kuiper Belt? A Pluto is in the Kuiper Belt. Oort, cloud. Oort, cloud. Where those comets come from? So here we go to the heliopause. It's gotta flow from a natural cause. Or here we go to the heliopause. It's gotta flow from a natural cause. From there to interstellar space. All right, there you have it. That's the song there, and the reason why that song mentions more than just the planets is because I kind of realized, the solar system's got more than just the planets. It's everything orbiting our sun. So let's go ahead and review those objects, shall we? Okay, this, again, when you see my drawings, please do not feel ashamed of your own artistic ability when compared to mine. It's clearly the work of an artistic genius here that you see. So, but we have the sun, and who I often, for some reason, just refer to the sun as Harold. So, see there, AKA Harold. We got the sun, we got Mercury, we got Venus, Earth, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. We'll talk about that. Yes, we'll talk about that pronunciation. It's got to be addressed. I mean, you can't just ignore it. I mean, science teachers have been trying to say Uranus because they're tired of people falling out of their chairs laughing every time somebody says Uranus. But I've looked it up multiple times, and it looks like the actual pronunciation is Uranus. So Neptune, of course, is now considered the last of the planets because beyond, well, let's high tech here. Ready for the high tech? Whoa, okay. So now we have the Kuiper Belt. Some scientists say Kuiper or Kuiper even, but I've got a friend whose last name is Kuiper, and so I've gone with Kuiper all these years, but if I stand corrected, please let me know. Kuiper Belt, that's where Pluto and a bunch of other objects are. Then we've got the Oort cloud, Oort, O-O-R-T, named for Jan Oort. That was his name, yeah. And this is where some of the comets that we experience, it is believed they originate out there, but it's really, really far out there. So our information in this region of the solar system is a bit spotty. And then we have the heliopause, and that's essentially where the sun's gravitational influence begins to wane. And from there, you move off into interstellar space. You're now between stars. So you're away from the influence of the sun, past the heliopause, and now you are on your way to the next star, or the next, star system, whatever that might be. Well, I guess if you're headed toward the closest one, that'd be Proxima Centauri. But right now, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, two human-made spacecraft, are exiting the heliopause. So that's really exciting. That's never happened before. Those spacecraft were sent off in 1977, and they're just now leaving the solar system. I mean, how crazy is that? That should give you some sense of how huge our solar system is. And they're traveling upwards of 30-some thousand miles per hour. I mean, isn't that crazy? Going that fast, and it's taken that long to get out. Okay, so as I said, this episode is mostly just about naming those different objects in the solar system and kind of remembering the order they come in. Next episode is going to be digging a little bit deeper about how some of these discoveries happened, okay? But a quick note about Pluto, because obviously it always comes up. Yes, Pluto was discovered by an American, Clyde Tombaugh. And what happened was, as you might have heard a number of years back, it was downgraded to a dwarf planet status, which does not sound like a compliment. It's like, oh no, it's okay. We put it in a new category. It's a dwarf planet. But it's because so many other objects that size were being discovered, and they had to have a strict definition of what a planet is. And so Pluto, because it technically crosses Neptune's orbit at one point in its long orbit around the sun, that now goes against the current definition of a planet, which is something that stays in its own orbit and clears its own orbit of other objects and whatnot. And so Pluto doesn't fit that definition anymore. So that's why we tend to stop at Neptune now. But Pluto always has a special place in our hearts. Doesn't it? I was going to say doesn't he or doesn't she, but it's just really just Pluto. Okay, so let's get into the song one final time. So this time, though, I was kind of sensing at the end of that last one, I was wanting to get up and move around. So if I get up and move around, I hope that you'll get up and move around too, okay? Because you want to just kind of start grooving if the groove gets a hold of you, okay? All right, here we go. Mercury, the smallest of the planets. Venus, atmosphere of CO2. Earth, no place like home. Mars on the asteroid belt. Jupiter, with its great red spot. Saturn, the jewel of the planets. Uranus, can't say without laughing. Neptune, like a deep blue sea. Do you know who's in the Kuiper of Pluto? Who's in the Kuiper belt? Or do you know who's in the Kuiper belt of Pluto? Who's in the Kuiper belt? Cloud. Where those comets come from? Here we go to the heliopause. It's gotta flow from a natural cause. Here we go to the heliopause, you know it flows from a natural cause. Here we go to the heliopause, you gotta flow. Here we go to the heliopause, you gotta flow from a natural cause. Here we go to the heliopause, you gotta flow from a natural cause. Here we go to the heliopause, you gotta flow from a natural cause. From there to interstellar space. That felt good. Sometimes you just got to do that. Okay, thank you for joining me for Lo-Fi Science class today. Hope you've enjoyed the planet song. That's called Cruising Through the Solar System. And hopefully it reminds you of all the planets and the order of the planets, and the Oort cloud as well. Thank you, Jan Oort. And in the meantime, hope you guys are washing those hands, enjoying yourselves in the comfort of your own homes, and hopefully you're learning a ton of new stuff. So and enjoy, and we will be back with, I say we, but it's really just me and that phone taping this, but we will be back with another video and song soon, and that one will also be about the solar system, but a little bit more about how we've learned all these things about the solar system. So today was sort of a naming process. Next episode will be the actual scientific process of how we've learned some of these things. Okay, until next time, everybody, onward!